Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? Good to see you this morning. Just wanted to shoot a quick video. I'm going to try this maybe for a couple of weeks because I feel like there's some things that, even though I'm communicating it via email, I think it would make more sense maybe if I'm also talking you through it. So if you'll just bear with me, I'm going to just talk through a couple of points and then send you an email with this video. So first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about special access packing parties. This was information that I sent to you last week in the email, and so I just wanted to break that down for you a little bit. First of all, I want to define special access packing parties. These are packing parties for people who are packing in large quantities. The minimum amount to be packed is 1,000 boxes. And so they're packing parties that allow people to know that all of their boxes are going to what we call our special access areas, which are areas that are undisclosed, sensitive, countries that we can't reveal their name, dark places in the world, basically. So what we've decided to do in the Southeast region this year is do our best to steward these opportunities to be an encouragement to people who have already been doing these large packing parties, who already have a facility and have already been managing large packing parties along the way. So then we're just coming alongside and giving them a different way to pack. So we're not starting from scratch, so to speak. So that's kind of our tactic this year, is really wanting to target those churches that are already packing boxes. So that's kind of how we're going to utilize them. So basically, with the information that was sent in the email last week, you are going to fall into one of two categories. Number one, you could be in a category where you have gotten no requests for special access. You have had no conversations with anyone about special access. And if that is you, then just disregard this information. You more than likely will not need to do anything with it. If you do end up getting a request, then you're going to fall into category two. But until that time, just table this information and don't do anything with it. And that's more than likely going to be most of our newer ACs and any ACs that didn't attend Connect or didn't have team members attend Connect. So number two, category number two is going to be those of you who are getting requests for special access packing parties, people that have heard that we're doing this. And that could be a lot of you that had people at Connect that saw the Light in the Darkness booth and really have a good understanding of the opportunity we have with this. So you might be getting a lot of requests. And so the information I sent last week is simply a way for us to organize the information, to send the information to Boone, and they're going to be making decisions about how many packing parties we can have across the country and helping us determine which packing parties we should host this year. Just be sure to message to all of your people, this special access packing parties are not the only way to participate in special access boxes. You can also do Build a Shoebox Online, which we're going to be launching a campaign within the next couple of weeks about Build a Shoebox Online month. And so that's an exciting thing coming up. So people will have an opportunity to participate. It just may not be that they can have a special access packing party this year. And then I guess, actually, there's a third category. There's several of you that we have talked specifically about hosting a special access packing party in your area. Debbie, I know we've talked to you, Nelda, Melissa, Carol. There's several of you that have large churches that are already doing packing parties in your area that we wanted to offer this opportunity to this year. So if that's you, follow the instructions on the email and submit that information to us by April 29th. And if you have any questions about any of this, please give me a call or give your manager a call, and we can talk through this with you a little bit more. But did just want to take a little bit of the information out for those of you who just truly don't need it. So a couple other things for this week. We are having another amazing equipping call this week for your teams, and it's going to be on powerful prayer teams. And we are going to have Robert Craig, who's our prayer mobilization specialist from Boone. He's going to be on the call, and basically he's going to do the PowerPoint that he did at Connect. So he's going to revisit that session and teach us about the new changes that are coming with prayer. There's a lot of new terminology. There's some new prayer cards that we're using. There's a new way that we're capturing the information about who our prayer network partners are. And so I just want to strongly encourage you to get all of your prayer team members on this call. My goal is to have 100% of our prayer teams on this call. And that's a lofty goal. I know it's hard, but we are offering two times. We're offering a lunch call at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern, and an evening call at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. So your role in this is simply to message it to your team, help them understand the importance of this, that if they're on the prayer team, this is going to guide their year and give them good ideas and help them understand the terminology we're using and how we're doing things in the ministry to mobilize prayer. So definitely want you to encourage your team members to be on that call. Secondly, we are going to be having a community relations team member call a week from Tuesday. That's going to be the 21st. Yes, the 21st. And Wade Martin, who's our community relations manager in Boone, is going to host that call. And he's basically going to do the same thing. He's going to recreate his Connect breakout session on this call. So it's a great way for your community relations team to understand who our partnerships are with, how you can utilize and make the most of those partnerships. I know it seems like a lot of our community teams are sometimes not sure where to start or aren't sure which groups to reach out to. And so this is a great way to give them information about who we've already got traction with, and it's a great place for them to start. And then he also talks a good bit about how to make the most of partnerships, what it looks like to form a good partnership with people. So I think that's going to be a really great call. The invitation is going out this morning on that call. And so again, your part in this is to message it to your community relations team and encourage everyone to be on that call. And then one other call that's going to be coming up, and I think the date is going to be on May 5th. I haven't completely settled on that yet, but I'm looking at May 5th, and I'll figure that out this week. But it's coming up. It's called A Year in the Life of a Network Coordinator. And we know as a ministry that network coordinator role is very key to the growth of the ministry and to the growth of your area team. And we also know that when you don't have a network coordinator, it can run you as area coordinators ragged. There's a lot of things to be done with the network. It's one of those things that we can't do without. If you lose a relay center, we need to replace it. And so this could really take a lot off your plate and enable you to focus on other things if you're able to recruit a network coordinator. So what I'd like for you to do is this week in particular, be in prayer and thought, and maybe reach out to some of your different team members to find out who are some people that you could just encourage to be on this call, that you could ask and invite to be on this call, so that they could just find out, what does it look like to be a network coordinator? What do you do in this role? Because we want to give people as much information as possible to inspire them, to encourage them, to let them see the opportunity that there is with this role, because I'm convinced that there are people out there in your areas that would love this role, that just don't know about it. So I would encourage you to think of anybody already on your logistics team, anybody's husbands that are on your team. I feel like this role is really a great role for men. It doesn't have to be, but it's one of those roles on our team that I feel like is especially suited for men, and some of ours aren't so much. So definitely reach out to men. And so anybody that you can think of that you would like to be on this call, please reach out and make sure that they're on this call. And I actually did. It is going to be May 5th. I've actually got that on here. So I think I have settled on that in my mind. And that is going to be an evening call. So we will do that in the evening. All right, and then finally, we had our Project Leader Workshop call this past week, and Rhonda did a great job hosting that, and we have emailed the information out to you. We have all new resources on the extranet. We've updated them, changed them just a little bit. We've got a sample agenda. We've got a how to host a Project Leader Workshop. We've got information on some takeaways that they can print out, how to pack boxes. I mean, you name it, it's really on there. So anybody on your team who's wanting to host a Project Leader Workshop should have numerous resources at their disposal. Now, we had about, I would say, 60 of our volunteers on that call, and a good many of those were you. And so maybe 15 or 20 of those were you. So we've got 40 church or community relations team members that were on the call out of our 300 or 400, church and community team members. So we know that not everybody was on this call. And so what we would like to ask you to do is to take the information, and Rhonda actually posted the content from the call, her outline that she used. She posted that, and she attached that in the email that she sent out on Friday. We'd like for you to take that information and share it with your team. It's a great equipping opportunity, and the content is already worked out for you. It's just a matter of messaging it to your team. So I would encourage you to do that. If you're meeting with your church and community relations teams this month or next month, use this as an equipping opportunity. And again, our goal this year is for every church and community relations team member to host a Project Leader Workshop. And so this is a great tool for them. And then one last thing, we do have our P&As due on April 30th, the end of this month, and y'all are doing a great job. We've got about half of our P&As in. Most of those, or a good many of those, are our developing areas because their deadline was last month, but a good many of those are yours. So y'all are doing a great job getting those in. So continue to work on that. I would suggest, reaching out to your teams this week and encouraging them to go ahead and fill those out, or even continuing to consider hosting a P&A party. And I think that would be a great way to just get it done. In fact, I went to Marla's team meeting yesterday, and she had a little table set up where her Relay Center coordinators could fill it out, and 5 or 6 Relay Center coordinators went and filled it out right there on the spot. We were there to answer their questions. It was easy, and so I just think that's a great way to get your P&As in and to make it easy for them and something that they can actually enjoy doing rather than dread doing. So that is our basic information for this week. I've enjoyed talking with you. And again, if you have any questions about any of this information, please contact myself or Rhonda or Reed, and we'll be happy to talk with you about it. But I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.